Hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. Look, even after 24 hours, now that the dust has settled, I still can't accept the fact that this is the level. This is our level. This is how we operate. I still can't accept that. I know a lot of you guys might start laughing at this, but I'm still believing again. I'm a believer. Once again, I'm a believer. I believe that in recent times, the issues that we've seen, it can be rectified. The mistakes, the individual mistakes, it all can be rectified. And I feel like we should be competing in all fronts: Champions League, Premier League, all the domestic cups. But yes, it does need to change ASAP. We've got quite a lot of news lined up. We've got news in regards to Enzo Maresca. His job is apparently safe. And we've got a whole heap of other bits and pieces that are very, very interesting. Moving into the final phase of the couple of fixtures prior to the international break is going to be very, very interesting times, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin and welcome to your latest Chelsea news. First up, we start things off from here, coming from Matt Law. Enzo Maresca retains the full faith of the Chelsea board and sporting directors. Injuries and red cards seen as the biggest factor in recent results. Chelsea's target is to finish in the top four and have a run in the cups. Look, this whole top four situation, I guess a lot of people have been saying recently, Miz, why are you fighting for the club so much? Why are you saying that we should be competing for the Premier League when the owners and all of these briefs that are coming out are saying that, look, relax, calm down, you don't need to go to war. The club is saying it's a top four race. The club is saying that the primary objective is to make it to the Champions League again. It's not really about winning the Premier League or winning the Champions League, this, that, the other, have a run in the cups. Then why are you so stressed? I'm not stressed. All I'm saying is that even for a top four, even if it is a top four race, top five race, whatever the case is, our form's got to be better. We've got to start playing a lot better. We've been playing good in snippets, but we've not been putting a clinical performance over 90 minutes. Individual mistakes against Brentford, individual mistakes against Bayern Munich, individual mistakes against Man United, individual mistakes against Brighton. All of these individual mistakes, it needs to stop. Now, I don't know where these mistakes are stemming from. Is it a lack of, concentration, lack of focus? Is it, are we not intense enough during the training sessions? What is going on? Because when you have all of these individual errors in such a short period of time and in multiple matches, you need to start wondering, is everything all right? Are we preparing fine? So look, I know a lot of people will laugh. Even after 2 billion spent, this, that, the other, we're still competing for top four. As I said, me personally, I think we're a lot better than what we are. I really do think we're a lot better than what we are. Now, I agree. Enzo Maresca's job shouldn't be in any huge pressure. Of course, if you continue dropping points, if you continue losing, it's, quite naturally is going to be under pressure. But right now, I don't think he's, even yesterday's game, I know a lot of people had problems with Enzo Maresca and the way he made his substitutions. And I hear that, I understand that. But even then, I feel like, me personally, some of those subs probably made sense to me. We were trying to protect a 1-0 lead. I know at home at Stamford Bridge, we should be going out there and trying to bamboozle the opposition. But as I said, we can look at these situations in different lenses. But I think ultimately every lens that you do want to look through, there is logic behind it. There is logic. So Enzo Maresca, so far in the entire season, there was only the one match where I had complete issue about, which was the Man United game. So I agree. He shouldn't be under pressure right now. Yes, we could sit here and complain about the owners, complain about the sporting directors, but the transfer window is closed. Can't really do much about it right now. We've got what we've got. My only other criticism, besides the Man United game for Enzo Maresca, is that utilize your squad. Utilize your squad. Build trust in all of these players and create that cohesive environment again that we were, enjoying for the past 5 months. create that environment. Don't create a situation where you don't trust certain players. You don't, you know, you don't want to utilize them as much. That's only going to create a rift. So look, me personally, I agree with this. Enzo Maresca's position shouldn't be under any scrutiny at the time for the time being. I know recently our owners have gone and met Roberto De Zerbi, when Strasbourg met Marseille. But I think ultimately, those sort of situations don't really mean anything. Yeah, continue losing, it's going to start meaning something. But the top four race, look, still early days for me, man. It's only been 6 matches. I still don't want to give up on competing for the Premier League title. I really don't want to just surrender straight away, even though in the heat of the moment for the past 4 games, I felt that way. But I still believe that it's still early and that I know the kind of squad that we have, which has flaws, but it can still deliver far better than what it has in recent times. I know you guys are not going to accept that. I know you guys are not going to understand it at all because you have your views and you have your reasonings behind it. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Barring an extraordinary run of events, Chelsea are planning to assess Maresca at the end of the season. I mean, look, yes, logically it sounds perfect. Let's assess him at the end of the season. But as I said, you cannot continue to keep dropping points. Lose against Benfica, lose against Liverpool, which is very, very viable. It can happen. It's only going to start creating even more of a mess for Enzo Maresca. I still don't think he'll be, in any position to lose his job, but it's going to start creating a lot of pressure if he was to lose against Benfica and also lose against Liverpool, who just lost to Crystal Palace. And I've said it all along, watching Liverpool this season, they can be beaten. They can be beaten. The problem is we are definitely beatable as well. That's the issue. BBC Sports understand Chelsea set Maresca the target of qualifying for the Champions League this season with the intention of reviewing that at the end of the campaign. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know how you feel about that. I know a lot of you guys have been saying that, Miz, look, we are probably not ready to compete for the Premier League, but we're definitely, should be there to make it into Champions League next season. For me, I thought making it into Champions League next season was a given. With the squad that we have, I just thought that top five gets you Champions League. I thought if you're not getting top five, if we are having to compete for top five, then there's a serious problem. Even with the flaws, goalkeeper, defenders, left wing, I still believe that the other qualities of the team, our squad, should be enough to automatically make it into top five. It's a matter of how much can we close the gap on the first two teams or the first three teams. For example, Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City. So, sitting here after 6 match weeks and then stating that the intention is to only qualify for the Champions League, I just feel like that's a bit cowardice. Setting that goal, you'll end up falling short. You got to set a little bit higher so that you can compromise. But as I said, only match week 6. I don't want to give up on competing for the Premier League until I see even more foolery and even more stupidity down the track. I expect Chelsea Football Club to cut out this nonsense. It's been a horrid run, an absolute horrid run. And I expect Chelsea Football Club to stop this nonsense, the players to really pull their head in and go again. Maresca, I told the players in the Premier League, you can't keep giving away presents. That's what we are doing at the moment. And we are. Brentford, look at the way we defended in that final seconds before Cavalier scored. You're telling me we can't defend better? We should have won that game. We really should have won that game. That's unnecessary 2 points drop there. Against Bayern Munich, look at the way Malo Gusto gifted a goal to Harry Kane. Look at some of the defending that Chalobah did. You're telling me we can't play better than that? Okay, no problems. I'll take the Bayern Munich loss. Against Man United, once again, red card. But that one, I have to say, Enzo Maresca royally screwed us. That was a sabotage from Enzo Maresca. So even though we made a mistake, I feel like the manager made even more mistakes. So that's fine. We can brush that aside. Against Brighton, we had a fantastic first half. We were cruising. We should have scored more goals. That's our biggest problem. But prior to the red card, we were fine. Brighton had nothing. Then the red card happened and the entire game changed. Yes, we can sit here and say, why is the game changing? Why can't we manage the game better, even with a man down? You're right, we should. We should. And this is where the players need to pull their heads in. The other factor is discipline. Why are we going down to 10 men like on a consistent basis? If you include last season as well, Newcastle, we are consistently going down to 10 men. We shouldn't be doing that. Players need to be a lot more disciplined. Players need to focus, man. You need to focus. It's a 90-minute game. It's not for 60 minutes. It's not for 75 minutes. You gotta go the entire 90 minutes. I'm sure these players have it in them. Now, some more crazy news because we've got mad injury problems. Wesley Fofana, he's not going to feature until after the international break. Tosin as well until after the international break. Luckily, Buddy Shield, Romeo Lavia, they're back, which is fantastic. Chalobah is red carded, so he's not going to feature for the next Premier League game. And on top of that, if you guys remember, there was a brawl right at the end. There was a bit of chaos right at the end, and Caicedo was in the thick of things, and I feel like maybe he could be in trouble. And if we lose Caicedo, that could be a huge problem. I'm hoping Romeo Lavia can deputize Andre Santos. Look, a lot of people are going after Andre Santos. Andre Santos had a very good game besides that one moment that turned into a fatal error against Brighton. But yeah, Sun Sports Day, understand Chelsea could now land in hot water with the FA after a brawl ensued in which Moses Caicedo appeared to strike Van Hecke in a furious fit of rage. There's a clip that's going around. You guys can check it out. I can't play the clip because obviously I'll get myself into trouble with copyright. But this is what happened right at the end. Obviously, let me just push through over here. I think it was right there. Wait. A little bit more. Yeah, right there. It was right there where Caicedo, I think Caicedo's arm was first grabbed, but then as Caicedo was looking to shrug the arm off, I think he did get him with a bit of a headbutt. I don't know. I think he did get him with a headbutt. But look, the FA is going to look at that. I fear the worst in this case, and I feel Caicedo could be in hot waters. I feel like maybe Caicedo could be banned for a couple of matches at most, but hoping that doesn't happen, and that's going to be a bit of a problem. But maybe not. Maybe, Caicedo needs a little bit of break because he's been played non-stop, and he this might be a bit of a blessing in disguise. We shall see. Hopefully Romeo Lavia, Andre Santos can do a bit of a job, and Enzo Fernandez as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything that we spoke about so far. Do you feel Enzo Maresca's job should be safe? Do you feel that we can be a lot better than what we have been in recent times? Do you think it's too early to judge whether it's a top 4 race, top 5 race, or it's a Premier League title race? Let me know. Or are you saying that means forget it? The squad's not good enough. We're just competing for another Champions League spot next season. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time. Take care. See ya.